The world is full of wonders.
Magic is hidden in small moments.
And monsters could be hiding just out of sight.
But if you're looking to find them,
adventure is waiting to happen.
You never know who you'll meet along the way.
We are the Storyteller Squad.
Hello, adventurers! Welcome back to the Storyteller Squad. Thanks for joining us for more of our Monster of the Week campaign. Before we check in with our heroes, let's just point out that they are all very nervous anytime I do anything these days. That's all. I just wanted to note that in the official record. How are you doing, heroes?
Is that the check-in? Are we checking in?
That's a check-in. That was it.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Prior to any exercise, it is highly recommended that one participates in calf stretches, quad stretches, hamstring stretches, shoulder shrugs, and upper back extension, especially if you're hiking. Please note, Hugo Rashad is not a registered physical therapist, nor is he any level of medical professional. I'm Hugo Rashad.
All right, I like the energy we've set here. Hey guys, Emery here. I would have Whittaker do his intro, but he's kind of busy right now. On a completely unrelated note, I'd like to take this time that I have to promote the concept of safe, consensual sex. Use protection, communicate with your partner, and don't let sad supernatural backstories inhibit either of you from having a good time. I'm Emery Chelsberg, and this has been your Storyteller Squad Safe Sex PSA.
Thank you so much for that. That's a gift.
A gift that will keep on giving and giving. And giving.
What does Raven have to advise the audience on stretching before exercise?
It's all advisories this time.
the one time I had an intro figured out, and now I have to come up with the new.
Hugo, it's great. Go ahead.
So once again, we have found ourselves in a bit of a pickle. But it's nothing we can't handle, right? Giant dinosaurs with face lasers? We got this, right? Guys, right? I'm Raven Eugenie, and I'm very scared.
Well, this fucking sucks. I got hit by a white light from the sky, and now I'm paralyzed. Just have to wait this out. I'm Damien Nedscrest.
Beautiful.
Hey, guys, did you suddenly get this weird feeling that God just angrily slammed a book shut and threw it down on a table? That can't be good, right? I'm Felicity Startenbrook.
I know what color dinosaurs are now. I'm not happy that I do. I'm Aiden Brightwood. Let's have an adventure. Last time, we picked up with our heroes after they had concluded the Three Beasts of the Forest story and had traveled further eastward, and they had made it as far as South Dakota, where you had pulled over at a small diner called McSweeney's, and in the middle of your brunch, you met a little girl named Allie Springer, who was very excited to see your jackalope and the other spirit friends of yours, because it turns out she can see them with a magic pair of glasses that her Uncle Theo helped to create for her. After buying him a slice of pie, she invited you out to meet her aunt and uncle, Heather and Theo Springer, and they are traveling to go on a snipe hunt, which Allie promptly invited you to join them for, and looking for a chance to do something a little less stressful than monster fighting, you went monster sightseeing and traveled to Badlands National Park, where our heroes got to experience the wonder that is the migration of the snipes, which are, as we described last time, large, multicolored birds, though quite raptor-like in their physiology. The snipes seem relatively harmless, despite a slight kidnapping scare where they ran off with Allie, bringing her back to their nest. But overall, they seem very peaceful and curious rather than predatory or dangerous. Damien spent much of the session keeping watch as a bird, but was struck by a white beam of energy and fell plummeting to the ground into a flattened pile of goop. Hugo left on a hike with Heather Springer. Meanwhile, Allie, Raven, Aiden, and Felicity looked to try and tag a snipe so that she could track them and their migratory routes. Theo went back to his trailer to look for a camera. At least that was the excuse he gave before inviting Whittaker in for a little romantic moment. And that would have been where we left off if not for the second dinosaur arrival. A large pteranodon-like creature came down, and it turns out this is the thing which zapped Damien. This pteranodon creature blasted the snipes and Aiden with this white paralyzing light. Felicity was able to remove the affliction from Aiden. Unparalyzing Aiden allowed her to get you guys away from there. However, something went wrong with her magic, and the girls all appeared falling from the sky several thousand feet up. After a harrowing aerial experience, you all managed to get a hold of each other, and Aiden teleported you away just in time to avoid the pteranodon's attack. And in the panic of the moment, she brought you somewhere else in the Badlands, but it was not long until you saw a camp of many figures setting up with large cages, net guns, and other rifles that are being loaded with tranquilizer darts. And seemingly, this pteranodon flew back to that camp carrying some of the paralyzed snipes, which were dropped off and then put into some of these cages and restraints. And we saw a figure, hard to miss, thanks to his bright red complexion, horns, and devilish appearance. And that's where we left off. But we didn't get a lot of time with him last time, so I want to check in first with Damien Edgecrest. A puddle of green goo now on the ground somewhere in South Dakota.
That was annoying. Oh, I can't move. Oh, fuck, I can't move. Oh, why is it so hot?
As you struggle, you do feel the heat of the early summer sun baking down on the grassy plains and warming up your liquid body, sort of like a hot puddle on a hot day. Little insects buzz by. There's some breeze occasionally, which relieves some of the heat, but there is still dirt and grit being picked up by the wind in this grassy, rocky place.
This is just like home.
South Dakota in summer. It is very much akin to the place apart.
Living the nightmare. All right, let's try to think positive. Can't really move, so I'll just stare at the sky. At least my eyes work. Oh, that's the sun. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, the sun's rays beat down on Damien as he sits here contemplating the rough situation he's in, trapped in really his own mind for the first time in a long time. We see the camera pan from his bubbling, simmering form on the grassy ground up into the sky as the sun's rays do that lens flare trick. We see a haze, a mirage of heat on the horizon and come back down to Damien, assumingly sometime afterwards. How's Damien doing now?
Okay, Where is anyone? They don't know where I am, or that I'm stuck. I'm completely vulnerable. What even got me? Let me get out my binoculars, see if I can see. A minute. Could have sworn. Okay, I'll just get out a telescope. Nope. I'll get out glasses. Nope. keep losing my stuff. This isn't good. I don't even have a harmonica. This is the worst. Where is everybody?
You aren't alone, Damien. Not at the moment, anyway. There is a small snail who, compared to you, is cruising along at a clipped pace as it slowly makes its way slimily crawling across a flat rock nearby.
Ugh, what a show off. Yeah, I can move.
The heat from the sun above and just your frustration begins to warp your perception a little bit, and this snail, you blink a couple times through bleary eyes, and in a moment the snail almost resembles a goopy slime demon. Much like you appear now, just able to ambulate around, and similar to the ones that attacked you and your friends back in Autumn Falls. Just seems like one of your fellow spawn is crawling by.
Hey, fuckface, go get help.
Help? I can't help anyone. You killed me, Damien Hitchcrest.
Ah, shit. Then you're not really useful anymore, are ya?
She doesn't even remember me. She won't remember you once she gets what she wants.
Blink a couple more times. It's a snail. You were imagining things.
Guy was right, though. Got a whole demon army trying to rip out the only thing that makes me special. At least they don't know where I am now. Still have that amulet. What even got me? I had my eyes open. I was looking around. I had a good bird's eye view of everything. So it must have been above me. Why did I get cocky? Not even a real demon. Just a spawn. Spawn lord. King of the snails.
And we will leave Damien as he tries to work his body back into motion in a form that can get himself out of this sticky mess. Hugo, you and Heather took off early that morning to go for a hike. And while the beginnings of the trail were fairly low stress, low effort, she has now taken you sort of off the easy family trail and down some of the more this is for serious hikers type stuff. You've had to occasionally help each other climb over large rock crevices and that sort of thing. Are you bothering to do much small talk, or?
He's actually slightly winded because they've been spending so much time in cars.
Okay. We'll say you guys are taking a short break. Hugo, you are just sort of sitting on a rock, catching your breath. Heather's a little ways up. There's a creek that you're going to have to cross at some point, and she's kneeling down by the banks of it.
Gonna get up from the rock and move towards the bank.
You get over there and you see she has this sort of round, craggy rock laid up onto the shore, and she's got her shoes off and she's just sort of wading through the creek, reaching down and picking up more of these little dimpled looking rocks and looking for a flat rock that she can use to hit them with.
Construction project or collection project?
I think they're geodes. I'm gonna try and open one up for Allie.
Nice.
You never collected these?
I've never been much of a rock person. I have a friend who's very, very into them. Obsessively so.
Oh.
But never been my forte.
Well, let's see if we can find a good one.
Why not? You're the expert.
Just roll a sharp check, Hugo, to see if you can find a decent little geode.
I'm sure that'll be fine. Nope, that's a 5.
So, do you actually go into the creek like she is, or?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. We will say at one point you're looking for one of these geodes. You think you see one, and you go over to pick it up, but you step into a portion of the creek and it just gives way underneath your foot. And so rather than being up to your ankles in creek, suddenly you're past your knee. And Heather comes splashing over. She's like, don't struggle. We got that might be quicksand. All right, hang on. And she will give you her hand and try and pull you out of there. And eventually you hear a large and the mud releases you. You're able to get out.
Ugh.
Sorry, I should have warned you. You gotta be careful.
I'm good.
Well, you're that wet. We should just wade across, huh?
May as well. We're already here.
I'll go get our shoes. You head over.
All right.
And so she'll go back and collect some of your things that you're keeping on the side of the creek bank and carry them across. You walk for a little longer. She actually does hand you one of these cracked open geodes. She only managed to get one that had a decent crystal formation, but she did crack it in half. So she says, Allie doesn't need both. You can give this one to your friend.
They're going to love it. I'm sure.
They're very cool little crystal rocks, and this one has sort of a amberish color to the inside of it with little hints of purple around the edges. You keep going.
He made the failure of not stretching, and he misses his bike, so...
This is why the PSA was done. Roll a tough roll. Let's just see how you do against some of the more challenging portions of the hike.
11.
Not bad. Yeah, so it's a summer day. Your clothes dry off pretty quickly. Heather takes you up a couple of these paths that are not as bad in terms of where your feet have to go. They're just narrow, and you got to be careful not to lose sight of the trail. You could tumble down and sort of roll down a rocky hill if you're not paying attention. She generally is content to be pretty quiet. Occasionally she'll point out something like, oh, look at this, and kneel down and point out a rare grass that's coming back into the area thanks to conservation efforts, or she'll point at a particular tree and ask you if you know what kind it is. But generally she is taking in the trail and the surroundings. Occasionally she will pull out a little recorder and just make a voice note for herself when she's going back to write later on. She says at one point, how'd you come into this world? The supernatural stuff.
It's not a long story. Made some odd choices in life, met some very odd people, and one thing led to another.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, huh? At least your friends seem nice, even if they're a little weird.
They're all nice in their own ways, even though some of them try very, very hard to not accept that fact.
Well, I can relate to that.
Almost as if they think it's against their nature.
Some people aren't nice by nature, but we can learn.
They are all very kind. That much is true.
And what about you? Are you kind, Hugo Rashad?
Probably not as much as I should be. Are you?
Not really. And she gives you a small shove as she smirks playfully and heads down the trail. As she points to pine trees that have some low-hanging branches with not a lot of needles on them. And she says, I think I'm going to climb one of those, get a better look at the valley.
I'm sorry, that's how high?
Are you chicken?
Oh, okay then.
All right then, let's go. And you and Heather head over to the trees to do some more sightseeing. Whittaker. Now, we don't need the details, because we'll say it's been an hour.
That's already a detail in and of itself. Go off.
I want to give plenty of time.
What would you like from me in this situation?
It has been an amount of time later.
It's been an amount of time. What are you and Theo doing?
Are you in a hurry to put your clothes back on? Are you lounging and enjoying the moment?
Yeah, I mean, are you chilling? Are you
smoking a cigarette outside?
No, he stopped smoking. No. Whittaker's messing around with one of his cameras. He's taking photos of him.
Aww.
Yeah.
Do you have him posing or have you set up a little studio?
It's half a joke, but also Whittaker has a box of Polaroids. Not in a weird way, but in a these are my good memories way.
Yeah. Theo, probably he's got your shirt and one of the gun holsters.
Oh my god.
Right? Posing very dramatically for you.
That's adorable. That's very cute. That is a real gun.
Oh, he's got it holstered. He's not touching the gun.
Okay. I mean, excellent trigger discipline, but that is a real gun.
Yeah, no, I don't want to touch your gun. I mean,
well,
not that one. Listen, I'm really glad we ran into each other. It's rare that you make friends in this kind of life.
Yeah, no. Thank you. That was wonderful, and you're wonderful, and I don't often get a break like that.
Yeah, you seem pretty on the clock all the time.
Yeah, the fact that I've got a gun during vacation time tipped that off.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a serial killer. I hope that's I just want to get that out in the open real fast. I'm not a serial killer.
Wow, I didn't know I had to think about that as an option just when someone has a firearm. I mean, you have, like, young people traveling with you. That'd be wild.
Listen, I guess, okay, that's true. I've gotten... When you travel around America as someone who's clearly not from America, in a trailer, with guns in it, the chances you do have are like, you go to a hotel, or if you do go to the trailer, you have to make a lot of things very clear very fast because, that situation looks very unsafe very quickly, and I just don't want to put anyone on edge.
Well, I hope my family and I have not done that to your group either.
Quite the opposite. It's a lovely family you've got.
He gets up from posing and walks over to you and just traces his hand across some of the scars that you have, Whittaker.
Does he react to the huge, fucking nasty-looking bite mark on the collarbone? There was a quick boundary conversation beforehand, and there is a no biting clause.
Yeah. And also, I think he sort of avoided that area, and he's not like touching your neck, like he's like on your chest. But you do see his eyes flit over to that scar, and he says, I know it's temporary, but when you can forget the bad times, even just a little bit, makes room for better memories.
Does he have any obvious scars?
No, none that would like indicate that he's seen stuff the way you have. I think probably there was like a bit of a playful game where he saw all of your scars, and if you were like self-conscious at all, he like started pointing at a bunch of like very minor ones, like I totally ripped my leg up on my bike when I was 15, like like just like superfluous stories of like that sort of thing. Like, and this one time I was like shucking oysters, I really got myself in my hand, like just like using like humor to like cut the tension in that moment,
Whittaker does give him one. He gives him one. He points to the one like sort of on the side of his forehead, and he's like, my friend Connor and I were fucking around with practice knives. No battles associated with this one. He got some custom throwing knives in I think he was in Sri Lanka or something like that. And we were drunk and fooling around with them, and one got stuck in the ceiling, and we were trying to get it down. And, well, it came down.
You should tell someone it was like I hope you have a better story than that for other people.
What made you laugh, didn't it?
He, of course, did at that joke. And so he glances outside, says, I figured they would have at least been back in camp by now. We should probably go check on them.
Tired of me already? He's joking. He's smiling. That was not an accusation.
Yeah, no, he just says, we don't have to leave right away. But he will go start to get dressed.
Yeah, it is weird that we haven't actually heard from him. Whittaker's like, his sort of face is like becoming more stern again, and he's like, he puts the gun holster on. He's getting back into like mission mode. Before they go outside, if they are indeed heading out there, he does sort of look back and say, and listen, the twin size cot, it's not the smallest bed I've fucked in, but if you want to spend the night on a queen size, like, my trailer's open. And it comes with free coffee in the morning, or tea, whichever suits you.
Sign me up, Mr. Marriott. Kind of slaps her ass as he walks outside.
Oh my god. All
right. Let's check in with our other group. Raven, Felicity, Aiden, and Allie. You guys are still on your stomachs, peering over the ridge to this camp of what look like very dangerous people. and you can see that Pteranodon stalking around, following the man with the red skin. You see several cages, not containing snipes. They're sealed on 3 sides and only have a grated opening on one. The light is not lighting inside them to let you know what's in them, but you can see them rattling, and occasionally you hear this sort of haunting growling and snarling coming from within those. What do you do?
How far away are these people?
Like a soccer field away from you.
Okay, so I'm going to call Whittaker.
Is there signal?
I was going to say, this is very soon after Whittaker and Theo went off.
Oh,
so
hilarious. Go for it.
I'm literally going to say, you call Whittaker, and he doesn't pick up his phone, and we have like a very brief flashback to Whittaker's phone on vibrate, just in his pants pocket.
Oh God. Guys, I think I got Whittaker. He never doesn't answer his phone. When it goes to voicemail, Felicity will be like, Whittaker, if you're still alive and not in the belly of a giant dinosaur, we have a problem. Namely, there's a giant dinosaur, and it is being controlled by, I'm assuming, a demon. He has red skin. It's scary, and I don't know what to do. So if you're not dead, call me back. Guys, what do we do?
Aiden, you teleported us here. Can you get us anywhere else, or do you have to wait to do that again? I don't really know how your teleportation works exactly.
I can take us somewhere else.
Can you control where you go if you're taking all of us?
It's just a lot harder with more than one person. I am worried that if I do it again, they might see the flash.
If we get further away, do you think it might hide the flash for further down on this hill? Maybe they won't see it. And then even if they do, we're already gone. What are they going to do? Well, they saw a weird flash up on the hill and there's nothing there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But only if you're sure that you can get us somewhere safe.
Well, I can try and just get us back to camp.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So you guys are creeping down the hill?
Yeah.
You kind of shimmy down off the grassy part of it and then start to crouch, walk your way a little ways away so you'd be out of sight. And Aiden stops suddenly and just starts looking around frantically.
What's wrong?
Where's Allie?
Oh my God, where'd she go?
Seriously?
She was here. You brought her with us.
I definitely brought her with us. Where'd she go?
Oh my God. We look around. Can we see her?
Why don't you read a bad situation?
I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 12.
That's an 8.
That still lets you ask one question, Felicity.
Oh yeah.
And Raven, you can ask 3.
I'll let Maddie go first.
What is the best way to protect the victim? Because I'm assuming she's a victim.
She's not a victim yet. Felicity, you rush up the hill a little bit and do it like one of those dives to just land on your belly in the grass. And you can see Allie is creeping stealthily, but she's made her way down and towards the camp. For some reason, she's creeping over to that camp.
How far away is she?
60 feet. She's just gotten a little ways.
Jesus Christ.
Could I ask Wendy to go get Allie?
If that's what you want to do.
I'll put Wendy on the ground and because I imagine I would run after Felicity and clock Allie and be like, oh my God, there she is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she'll kind of scurry down the hill a little bit just so she's out of sight of anyone in the camp. Put Wendy on the ground, and she's still on the ground right in front of them, and is like, can you, as quietly and as quickly as possible, reach Allie and try to get her back to us?
They scan the horizon, look back at you, and just give you a nod, and then scamper off into the grass.
Raven's gonna creep back up to peek over and see what they do.
Are you going to ask any of your read a bad situation questions?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Would be my first one. Now that I've sent my familiar out.
Yeah.
By the way, is anything really scary and dangerous?
I mentioned that there were those cages with the snarling coming from them. I'll say that you see at this point that the man in red, I'm just going to call him that until you actually meet him, is over at those cages and has a cooler outside one of them, which he opens up and takes what looks like it's like a whole ass goat that he just like takes out of a, thing with some ice around it and drops in front of the cages. And you see these like claws reach out and tear at the goat and like pull pieces of it into the cage. And he drops the other half of it in front of the other cage. There's 2 of these cages.
Do the claws that come out, do they look like the Pteranodon? Does it look like more Pteranodons, or is it claws we don't recognize?
No. These cages would not fit the Pteranodon creature. The claws that come out are... You're a little far away to make out the exact details, but they are sort of greenish gray in coloration and like long and grasping.
Creepy.
Yeah. He throws another goat in front of the Pteranodon, which it goes at with its beak and sort of starts to just pull apart and swallow in large chunks.
I will also ask, what's my best way in? And then I think I'll wait on the third question until we get some more information.
Okay. You can see that they are setting up this camp such that most of the tents face inward. Sort of got a system of tent, parked truck, and then tent, parked truck, etc., making sort of a half ring. And then there's a large, looks like maybe a command tent just being erected at the center. And all of this is sort of facing towards where the snipes and your 2 trailers are parked. So best way in would be to like creep around the back and try not to be seen.
What's Windy doing? Because I did specify quickly and quietly.
Yeah, so for this, roll plus charm, and we'll just apply that and say that that's Windy trying to get Allie to come back.
That's a 6 total, so not great. I'd like to think that Windy has better charm than me, but we will just use my stats.
We'll just use your stats. They are a rabbit, they can't talk.
But they're so cute.
They are very cute. You see their little deer antlers poking out from the grass as they leap occasionally. Rabbits are quick, so it's tough to track them perfectly, but occasionally you'll see some movement and a flash of a little white tail fluff. And you see it goes up, gets over to where Allie is, and she stops, crouches down. You don't hear what she's whispering, but then she turns back and looks up the hill at you all and kind of makes like a worried expression, points at the camp, and then like imitates the snipes.
Mm-hmm. Raven's gonna start gesturing like, come back here.
She shakes her head, pulls on her little vest and points at a badge, which you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
But for narration purposes, it's like friend of cryptid's badge. So she just like points at that, creeps down and keeps heading towards the camp.
Oh, she's too wholesome. Oh no. All right, Raven's gonna scooch back down the hill a little bit so they're out of sight again. And like gesture to Felicity and Aiden to come closer so they can talk quietly.
What are we doing?
Allie's going in. She's determined she's going in. She's gonna try and save the snipes.
We have to go get her.
I know.
So, I'm gonna use magic. And I'm gonna try to freeze Allie in place.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you reach out towards Allie and just try to stop her. And she does. She's like crawling through the grass and all of a sudden just like, and it's frozen.
Okay.
We gotta go get her. How long does that last?
I'm gonna go get her.
I'm going with you. Let's go.
Okay. So we're going to, as sneakily as we can, try and get up to little frozen Allie.
Back under pressure.
Both of us?
Yep. If you're both going.
Yep. Is Aiden coming with us?
If you ask her to, she will, but that's a lot of bodies out in the open.
Yeah, let's not.
I think 2 is good to drag the teenager back if she's still frozen. I think 3 is too many.
I will stay here and keep an eye on. If I have to come and get you, I'll come and grab you.
Does it count if it's on the ground, or should I re-roll? I'm having the worst luck with dice tonight. I can see it from here. It's a 2.
Wow.
Oh.
This one's a 3. What's act under pressure? Oh, cool. +0.
Hey, guess what? I got a 1 and a 4 +0.
We are the worst people to do this.
I love this.
Wowzers.
Amazing.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh my fucking god, y'all are gonna die.
Wait, no. I never use luck. I feel like this might be a good time. But the thing is, because we both failed, if I use it, then like
I've also never used luck.
I did.
I'll tell you what, it's okay if neither of you want to and you just want to take this fail. it will move things along.
I don't like that.
But I kind of want to use luck.
I don't like the sound of that. I'm going to use luck.
Me too.
All right.
Marking it off. It's very official. Whoa, look at that, Felicity. We both succeeded.
Holy shit, we did so good.
We are so good at sneaking. We should do this more often. Just kidding, we shouldn't. We're terrible at this.
Oh, man. Well, now I can't punish you for failing.
That's the idea.
You cannot put an adorable child in danger and expect us not to use everything we have to save her.
That's true.
Counterpoint, we do have the clause that any child we meet cannot die, so Allie can do whatever the hell she wants.
That's true.
How old is Allie again? I feel like I forget.
I think she said that she was 13.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like still like awkward teenager size, like not like full high school teenager.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we did great, Natalie.
You're doing awesome. Yeah. You follow all the like stealthing advice you've ever seen or learned from Whittaker, and you creep through that grass and you get to where Allie is. I'm gonna say that once you like get to her and like touch her, Felicity, that your spell is like over.
Okay.
When you get there and she just is like, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my finger up to my lips and be like, shh, come on.
Raven's gonna put her hands on like the top of Allie's arms, not like squeezing to hurt her, but kind of just like holding her gently in place in case she tries to bolt. Just in case.
What about the snipes?
We'll save them. But we need the rest of our team. We can't do it just us. It's not how this works. So we're going to go back. We're going to meet up with everybody.
We're gonna get help and then we're gonna come back, but we can't do this alone.
Okay.
And you can't just run off like that.
All right. You're right. All right, let's go back.
Come on. Very quiet. Windy, lead the way.
Wendy gives a little salute and hops off through the grass again. You climb up the ridge. Aiden is waiting just on the other side, and she's waving you all to her. She's like, come on, let's go. And she will try and teleport you back to camp.
Raven's gonna push Allie into like the center, so it's like the three older people and then Allie in the middle for this little teleportation group.
All right, Aiden. Okay.
What?
Natalie.
Don't tell me.
What happened?
That's a 6, y'all.
Oh no!
What is Aiden's weird?
2. She rolled a 4.
Damn.
All right.
And yeah, we can't help.
This says on a 10 plus, you go where you wanted. On a 7 to 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you are all separated or you all appear in the wrong place. And that's on a 7 to 9, gang.
Does it not say what happens on less?
It doesn't
than that?
even say what happens on a 6.
Does it just not work? What's worse than getting separated or not going to the right place?
If it's not
Both.
expressed, I'd say it wouldn't work, but narratively it is funner if everyone's just,
Emery, it's more fun.
For me, it's funner for me. I don't have to be here.
Wow, I was fully ready to commit to you guys' excellent use of luck, and now I feel like I gotta follow through on failing as my NPC.
At least we got her. That's all that matters.
That's true. All I could picture was us watching helplessly and somehow the guy in red like finding her and picking her up and like threatening her. So the fact that she's with us
Yeah.
potentially makes me feel better. We might all get separated. I don't know.
Where do I put you though?
I feel like you need like a random generator with all the places we've been or all the places Aiden's been.
Hey, isn't it like Raven and Felicity's turn to go to Scotland?
Aiden's been a lot of places.
All right. I think you're right. We will. Yeah, I know. She's been everywhere, right? I'm going to roll a d4. I'm going to come up with these options right now so that we cannot like fudge it later. On a 1, you guys are going to be in the camp.
Okay.
On a 4, she will send you back to where you left near the snipe nest.
Okay.
On a 2, you are split up and all appear at different places in the camp. And on a 3, you will all be split up and appear all over the Badlands Park.
Oh.
Okay. So Here we go.
Give it a good shake, that D4.
I'm shaking it. All right, so 1 and 3 are kind of the worst.
What's 1?
1 is your group in the camp, like the bad guys' camp as a group.
Oh,
you just
that
appear
camp.
there. Yes.
Oh, God, I thought you meant our camp. I was
Nope.
like, oh, hell yeah, let's get a 1.
No.
Let's go back to camp.
I can't send you to camp because
Yeah,
that would be
you
going
can't
to the
send
right place.
Our camp.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
why I was confused.
on a 1, you're in the bad guys' camp. On a 2, you're in the bad guys' camp, but not in a group. On a 3, you're all over the park. And on a 4, you're back at the snipe nest.
Okay, 4. That's what we're
God,
hoping
I hope
for
it's a
here.
4.
You want a 4.
Fuck, I'm so nervous.
We'd love to see a 3, though, wouldn't we?
What is it?
Can you see it?
No.
1!
I said, oh my God. Oh no. We burned luck for this.
We got her.
God damn. Yeah, we got her now.
It's magic. Listen. Your plan was what? Teleport? That was your... and now you're mad it didn't go well?
Hey, it's worked like 90% of the time up to this point. We've gotten very lucky and very spoiled with Aiden's teleporting.
To be fair, she's had her fair share of messing this up still.
Not this bad.
Not this bad.
Well, do you think that's fair, though?
Yes.
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 Begrudgingly, yes.
I let you use the luck so you didn't get found. Then you ran back to your magic friend to be like, magic us out of here. She rolled, she failed, and I gave you a 1 out of 4 chance that it didn't fail.
It's the dice.
So you vanish from the hilltop.
Yes.
And I'll throw you a bone. You're not in the camp, but you're very close to it. In between.
No, put us in the camp. Commit.
Okay.
Do it, coward.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Flash! You're in the middle of the camp, in front of the monster cages, and the Pteranodon thing squawks at the golden light. There's still lots of people running around setting up tents. They all suddenly cover their eyes as the big gold flash happens, and you appear in the middle of this poacher camp.
Hi.
What the hell's wrong with my wings?
Aiden, do it again. Do it again. Aiden, do it again.
What is this? Visitors? You hear fingers snap as Aiden starts to glow again, and the Pteranodon hits her with the white beam.
Cool.
In fact, you're all in a huddle. It hits all of you.
Oh.
Awesome.
Go ahead and act under pressure if you want to try and dive out of the way.
That's a 5. Was that a 2, Maddie?
Yeah, it's a 2.
Yeah.
Aiden is failing a bunch this episode.
Experience!
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, if you fail, it's experience.
Yay.
Should you roll for Allie too?
Yeah, I guess I will.
Even though she's kind of screwed at this point.
Allie got a 7, so with a screech and a snap of someone's fingers, this creature, the Pteranodon, blasts your group with this white light. Allie is the only one who does not get hit, because she's shorter than you all.
God damn it.
We were protecting her. I said we had her in the center of our little huddle.
Yeah, you were around her, and you all go limp. Drop on the ground.
Are we unconscious?
You are conscious, you just cannot move your bodies. They've gone completely ragdoll. And the Pteranodon, with its big, massive wings, above your heads. And Allie just screams and is clutching Windy in her arms. And you hear, "That's enough! That's enough!" And the Pteranodon takes off into the air, screeching again. This figure comes over and takes a cigarette out of his mouth and looks down at you all.
So, who it is that has come to my camp, huh? Oh, that's right. But you cannot talk after Van Meter has shot you with her laser. So, let's put you somewhere comfortable, eh? Mademoiselle, there is no need to be frightened.
He kind of kneels down in front of Allie, who is just trembling. He says,
What is your name, little one?
I'm Allie.
Ali is a very pretty name. I am Le Nain Rouge.
Hello, adventurers. I hope you're enjoying this episode. Sorry it was a little delayed. LARP season is picking back up, so we might need to post bi-weekly from time to time when I can't spend a weekend editing. I'll try to make a post to keep y'all updated on our Facebook when that happens. But all the same, thanks for your patience and for sticking with us. Our promo swap this week is with $2 Creature Feature. They just started their second season with an all-new story, so now is a great time to jump in at the start of that, or you could always check out their first season as well. Let's fire up that trailer.
Grab some popcorn and find your seats. Monster of the Week Actual Play Podcast $2 Creature Feature returns for Season 2 on February 22nd. This season, we'll see a whole new crew of hunters confronting the mysteries at the heart of the town of Jupiter Hollow.
I'm Megan Murphy. I'm playing Zelda Wardwell, the Flake. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to protect people too. That's like what heroes do.
I'm Nyelder, playing Eric Ashrin, the Crooked.
Let's just say I don't ask questions that involve textbooks. I ask questions that involve cash.
I'm Laura McMillan, and I'm playing Tammy Jo Marple, your hometown home finder. I'm here to make deals with the good people of Jupiter Hollow, but I already made a deal of my own. Tammy Jo is the monstrous.
And I'm Mr. Ray. I play everything that tries to kill these people. And if you enjoyed our first season, you ain't seen nothing yet.
New episodes every other Tuesday wherever podcasts are found.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get our
Does anyone remember paying $2 for anything in a movie theater anymore? Oh boy. Anyway, you can check out $2 Creature Feature's social pages on Twitter and Instagram at $2 Creature. That's dollar spelled out as a word. As always, the squad and I want to thank you for your support, and if you'd like to join us for AMAs, extra art posts, streams, and engage with other fans of the show, joining the Patreon really helps us keep things running and growing towards our goals. Patreon.com/The Storyteller Squad. You can find links to that and our social pages in the episode description. Take care, adventurers. We'll talk to you again soon. Let's check in with Damien. The hours of the afternoon are passing by. Sun's still cooking you a little bit, making you hallucinate certain things, making you a little more introspective than we're maybe used to seeing Damien.
I'm just letting everybody down again. They were starting to separate last I saw, so probably already in trouble. And I can't help them.
You want to try? I'll let you roll, I guess act under pressure. See if you can shake this paralyzation.
Nope. That is a 4.
Oh, no. Okay. You definitely can't assume a shape. You're barely even able to crawl like sometimes you have before, like under a doorway as a puddle. Even that is eluding you still a bit.
Does the book give you any good prompts for how it gets even worse?
When you act under pressure and fail, let me check what the book says. It just says on a miss, things go to hell. Which is ironic, considering who this is.
I think that's a metaphorical.
Metaphorically, that's great, because again, the heat, the scorching summer heat of South Dakotan sun, and you try to move, and every bit that you do manage to move touches a new warm piece of grass, so it's hot and uncomfortable, and it reminds you, honestly, of the time in the mall when the wave of heat from Azazel's hellhound creatures blew over you and you were literally boiled away. You get a little loopy. It's almost not a dreamlike state, but more of this sort of heat stroke you're experiencing. You start to feel this prickling, though it's not from the grass under you, it's from on top of you. A troop of ants has decided to make a path across your surface.
Oh, come on. I can't. Oh, they're tiny little legs. Get off. Oh, can't hurt animals. Can't hurt animals.
They all have little bits of leaf that they've cut away from something, and some of them have little twigs or morsels of berry or something. They sort of meander in little lines like good soldiers and crawl across you. Little drones doing the queen's work.
I would suggest to some of you to abandon your life of servitude, but I think in your case specifically, it's a nice group survival thing that you have going on. So keep up with taking care of your queen. I don't need to do that anymore. She's actually a problem. She wouldn't try to keep me alive like your queen and nest and worker drone combination. So keep anting. More exciting than the place apart. We just have demons. Lots of demons.
After a while, the trailing of little tiny legs goes away. And then one single ant, it's fallen behind the others. And it's kind of meandering in a weaving zigzag line for some reason.
Yeah, take your time, you bastard.
Yeah, this ant is like off doing its own thing. It's like not following directions. It's not sticking with its group. You know, eventually making its way across you. And then all of a sudden, and that ant is plucked up and taken by a sparrow, which flies away and sort of alights on a stick a few feet away.
Thank you, Sparrow. That was... I can trust you, Sparrow. You won't betray me.
The sparrow munches that ant down, and it tilts and turns its bird face at you, and its eyes royal red, like hot embers. And you hear Azazel's voice.
You'll be next, weakling. When I get my hands on you, you won't last 3 seconds. Asmodeus plays with his food. I don't.
And the sparrow, cheep, 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 flies off.
Fuck. I have got to get way stronger. Way stronger. Lords are way more powerful than I am. Fuck. Why do I have to be so useless?
There's a price with being an individual. You creep along, now able to make little pseudopods out of your slime body and sort of like inchworm yourself forward on them. Every once in a while, you gotta like rest, and it takes you a minute to reform and continue to claw your way up this slight incline. Eventually, you make it to it's a big hollow tree, and you notice running by is a chipmunk carrying an acorn and a couple other seeds in its mouth, and it scurries up the trunk of this tree and just starts putting away stuff that it's hoarding in its little food cache.
Man, I am so glad I don't have to do that. Oh, no, I mean, okay, not with food, but I need to stock up on things again. It's going to be way harder to legitimately acquire items from humans.
You see another chipmunk come from a ways off in the grass and climbs up the trunk of this tree to where this other one is looking around its nest. And the first one pokes its head out and just starts chittering aggressively at the one that came to maybe see if it could score a free meal or, you know, use the space to store some of its stuff. But the first one chitters at it and basically defends his little hoard of food and things. And the second chipmunk is scared off eventually. Your vision's a little hazy. You start hearing this voice as this little chipmunk stands up on its hind legs and turns around and like slicks its fur on its head back with a weird chipmunk grin that's threatening and familiar, and says,
"What do you even have left? A spark is yours, and you didn't even know what to do with it." It'd be funny. It's really just kind of sad.
At least I have this tiny rock and a theta pin.
You may be satisfied, but that's not my game. I want it all. including what's yours.
And Asmodeus's voice is gone from the chipmunk and it just scurries it back around the tree.
So I am in way bigger trouble than I have been paying attention to. Cool. Good thing I'm... looks down at himself. Oh, I am in trouble. I am woefully underprepared to fight off against all the most powerful demons in existence. This is the worst. I give up. I can't do this. 500 years I've been lying down in South Dakota.
It's been maybe an hour or two.
Hugo's probably an old man by now. No more pony rides with Raven. No trips in the truck with Whittaker. Felicity probably has grandkids. Little satyrs running around. If they get eaten or killed, we'll never know if she was making that stuff up about the tree. At least Aiden won't have aged. Oh, I'm gonna be stuck with Aiden for a long time, aren't I? Family. Oh boy. I'm letting him down. I'm letting him down just by existing. Being a demon and corrupting everything I touch. At least I don't think they hate me. I mean, they should, because, evil and whatnot. And just keeping me around, because if they don't, the whole world ends. So, that is a good motivator to keep around the gross little demon.
We'll come back to Damien in a little while. Let him stew some more.
Literally.
Alright, we fade off as Damien has a contemplative moment under an acorn tree. Hugo, you and Heather are working on climbing this large couple of pine trees. I shouldn't say large, but they're climbable. This is kind of scrubland, so the trees don't get super, super huge. But they do spread out a lot, and so there's lots of hand-holding branches and branches that are lower to the ground for you to start on a bit easier. If you're going to climb it, I will need a tough roll.
What could go wrong? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Climbing's easy. It's a 9. Climbing's decent.
Okay. Heather got a 7. So you both mixed success. I will say at one point, the branch that she's on cracks a little bit, and she kind of, and grabs the trunk of the tree a little tighter, reaches out to you to steady her.
Hand extended easily.
She looks at you with these very intense eyes and just says, "You see, I told you so. I might have to not like you."
You didn't, and I didn't not tell you not so, possibly.
Thinks about that for a second and then is like, okay. And she snaps a couple pictures while you're up there. She points over at another bunch of trees where there's an owl. And eventually you climb down. You make it past this area of small woodland and come out to more of a ravine. She kind of points up the top of this rocky incline. All right, well, up there is the last of the spot. So, Raish up there?
He's already started running.
Son of a... And she will take off after you. Go ahead and roll... Well, I'll let you decide, Hugo. Are you trying to win the race? Are you just trying to, get her riled up? What's your ultimate goal here?
Pretty much not to win, but to make her have to put in effort.
Okay. Then I think in his way, this is Hugo making a charm check.
Oh, that never goes well.
Yet. It never goes well yet.
It's an 8, so not the best, but...
Not the best.
Given there's a -1 there, that's better than normal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, you're climbing. She eventually catches up with you and basically manages to keep pace with you all the way up. About halfway up the ravine, it gets to a point where, because you've both been rushing, You both kind of wind up in a position where you like can't go further unless you back up and then take a more strategic route up the rock face. And so hugging the rocks as you're both now realizing that you can't go further because you've rushed your way up instead of planning the climb. She looks over at you and says, "Okay, truce."
The risk we took was calculated. Apparently we're both pretty bad at math.
Yeah. I'm a writer, remember? English degree.
Nice. Okay.
Let's try this again. And now I will have you both roll act under pressure to scale the rest of this way safely.
Now that one historically should be fine. Yeah, it's a 10.
She gets 5.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay.
I will give you this, Hugo. You back up a little bit on the trail, and then you start to help each other up. And, occasionally she's lifting you. Occasionally you're giving her a boost up so she can help you get a footing or a handhold. And at one point, she thinks she's almost at the top and like ready to make the last bit of it on her own. But where she steps, the dirt actually is a little loose and the roots give way. And so her foot slips and she could just tumble and go falling. If you go to catch her, then...
If it helps, I still have helping hand.
To help her succeed?
Because to get her +2 instead of +1.
That could work.
Now, they already had a conversation about kindness. He's not going to let her fall. That's cruel.
If you want to use your helping hand... No, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you have helping hand, you can help her out.
This is the downside to getting rid of the protection thing.
Yep.
Oh, well.
It does, however, only get her a mix. There will be a price because of you acting quickly to help her.
We love consequences. Consequences are always great. Hold on.
Is it a roll to help with helping hand?
Yep. It's still the regular helping thing, but it's just a bonus of 2 instead of 1.
Right, gotcha.
And he got an 8, which means he exposed himself to trouble or danger. Well, that's accurate.
Yep, that's fine. You throw your hand out, and she very quickly grabs at your arm in the sleeve of your shirt, and you're able to grab a branch that's pretty sturdy. She claws at your shirt, and you hear like a ripping, but you pull her in close, catch her. She doesn't come off the edge. And there's sort of an adrenaline rush as your heart is pumping in your chest. You can feel your pulse in your ears like, oh my God, you almost just like ate it really badly. She takes a minute, composes herself, and then like nervous laugh. She's like, thank you. And you head up to the top of this ravine. And now from where you are, you can look out and you see all of Badlands National Park. It's a really nice vista, having made it to like the difficult end of this particular hiking trail. She smiles as she's looking out and says, thanks for keeping me company. I probably wouldn't have made it this far without your help.
Question. Are they standing or are they seated?
You're just standing sort of now at the top of this like rocky cliff area.
His response is anytime, and he's going to pull her over to his side so they can just look out together.
She puts a hand around your waist, leans her head against your shoulder, and with her other hand takes yours, your right hand. Sorry about your shirt. I'll sew it up when we get back. Hugo, read a bad situation.
Why do I feel like I saw that part coming? That's a 9. Let's go with, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
You hear her voice falter and her statement get interrupted. And you look down to see what caused her to lose the enthusiasm in her voice. And now we're going to go into a bit of bullet time, because you see she is thumbing over one of the holes that got ripped in your shirt where your whispered tattoo is underneath. And at the same time, from underneath the long pullover jacket she's wearing, red light starts to glow. It's around her collar. It's all down both arms. And she takes your arm that's like around her shoulder and twists out of you holding onto her and pushes you away from her. And when you turn around again, she is holding these 2 They look like knives, but they are glowing red constructs of energy. And her face is completely different. It's her face, but her expression is one of a completely different person. This is not the same woman you've been spending a nice day with. You're arm's length away from her, but you get the sense that she could close this distance in an instant. And she says, "Give me one good reason not to put you in the ground right now. Whispered scum." Whittaker.
So I was muted on Zoom, but someone's gonna have to cut out the screams from my audio, and I apologize. I apologize for that. What the fuck? One second. Whittaker is having a heart attack, actually. He can't come to the phone right now.
Uh-huh.
Aday, why are you so calm? What the fuck?
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Is Aday ever not calm?
When on the inside, I'm just screaming entirely. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh my god. Like, I'm having heart Emery, I am a 22-year-old man. I am having heart palpitations.
I thought we were the fucked ones being in the enemy camp.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Hugo's gonna be fine. He's having a nice night. He'll be fine.
He was having a cute hiking date.
It was cute. It was fun.
What have you learned? What have you learned?
No one is fine.
We've learned not to trust anybody.
God.
You got our guard down with this one.
Natalie, why did my players never trust me?
Why do my players never trust me? I don't know what I could have ever done to earn such disrespect.
Oh my god.
Disrespect. We love it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so juicy. It's the juiciest fucking meal.
You have literally only gotten the hook of that little thread, Whittaker, but you're not there. You are finishing your own lovely time with Theo Springer.
Yep.
What are you doing? Because in your mind, you are going to check in on why they haven't come back from tagging the snipes yet.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't be unreasonable to say he checks his phone. Right? Because he probably heard the buzzing at some point and was just like, all right, well, we'll get back to that later.
Yeah, that's fair. You have a missed call from Felicity.
He doesn't check the voicemail. He just calls.
Whittaker, no.
Okay. Back at the poacher's camp, Felicity, Raven, Aiden, you all have been brought into the command central tent along with Allie, and Nan Rouge, this red-faced, devil-looking fellow, has laid out some lemon cookies and some coffee from an instant mix. He says,
"So sorry about my pet. Van Meter, she gets jumpy. And I must admit, in my line of work, I get jumpy too. It's just that we are not used to people appearing out of nowhere. I wonder how you manage that trick, by the way. That's very fascinating. Please, have a treat. You're my guests. It would be rude for me not to offer a refreshment."
Can we move yet?
You three cannot. He is offering one to Allie.
You hear Felicity be like,
They dragged us in there, so we're there. We just still can't move.
Yes.
Okay.
Allie does not take a cookie, but she quietly, "What are you doing with the snipes?" He says,
"Oh, my dear girl. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, the snipes. The snipes, we are hunting them. But perhaps, you have a hot dog, you have a hamburger. I am working for someone who enjoys the taste of snipe. Chicken tenders, right? Chicken nuggets is like that. Bit trickier, bit more expensive, much more expensive actually. But there are plenty of snipes. We are not hunting them to extinction. This is, how you say, we are a specialty operation. What is a couple snipes out of hundreds? They are here to make more, yes? What do you know about these snipes, by the way?"
And she says, "They're nice. I don't think you should eat them."
"Well, you'll be happy to know that I do not care for the taste of snipe, but I do care for all the money that my employer gives me to fetch a couple every year around this time. So, unfortunately, I will not be putting any back. We are not a catch and release sort of operation. And at this point, Felicity, your phone rings in your pocket, and his eyes immediately shoot over to you.
Important question. What is Felicity's ringtone specifically for Whittaker?
It's the James Bond secret agent theme. She's not very subtle.
Yeah, his eyes shoot over at that, and he says, "Is it important? Please allow me." And he goes over to you, reaches into your pocket, pulls out your phone, checks the ID on it. Oh, but you're a little tied up, eh? Katskasachong? Don't worry, I'll take a message. Hello?
Whittaker pauses. Now, he knows Felicity, kind of as a funny joke every now and then, likes to do a fun impersonation. But that sounded like a genuine French accent, not a Felicity French accent. He says nothing.
Felicity is still just screaming in the background.
Can he hear Felicity in the background?
I
can roll to read a bad situation if you'd like.
Yeah, read a bad situation, since this is one.
And I get to roll with my cool. It's a 14. Something's wrong.
You pick up on something being wrong right away, Whittaker.
Kind of sounds like your friends are paralyzed and possibly tied up and unable to speak in the background. That's kind of funny.
Nain Rouge has his eyes looking upwards, and as you guys start to scream, he waves his hand in like a shush gesture, and two of the enforcers / hunters that are with him come up and just start pulling you guys out of the tent, so that you're out of earshot of the phone. He just says, "Hello? Whittaker? This is who the phone says is calling?" Whittaker. I feel like I have heard this name before, talked about in circles, but maybe it's just a friend of a friend. I have some friends here. I would assume some friends of you, Whittaker, if that's who's calling. Perhaps you should come collect them. Or perhaps I'll come to you. You cannot be far, I would think. Why would they be out in the middle of nowhere? Alright, well this is quite rude, giving me silent treatment, but staying on the line. I will hang up. Felicity, he comes over to you, puts the phone back in like the front of your overalls pocket, and he says, "Curly hair with big glasses, gothy hair buns, and golden flashes. Do you know, I think I know who you are. You are a thorn in my employer's side. So, just to make sure I am correct, I'm going to go make a call. And if I am right, then maybe the little thorns will get pruned back a bit. You sit tight." And he gets up and walks out of the tent.
But we can't do much, can we?
We can stay on Whittaker for now, since you've just hung up, or been hung up on.
By this point, Whittaker is listening to the voicemail.
Cue editing to replay what Felicity said.
Felicity hopes that you are not dead, and also that there is a giant dinosaur problem.
Alright, we're starting to get a slightly better picture, and Whittaker is going to assume that they have an actual base, because there was no wind in the background of the phone call or anything like that, and it sounded like they had a place to tie up his friends, so he has an idea of what he's looking for.
Theo, at this point, comes back into the trailer. I just checked down by the ridge, and I don't see him down there.
Stay inside.
What?
Can never catch a fucking break around here. Alright, Theo, we've got trouble. I just got a call. Something's happened to them.
What do you mean, something's happened? I mean, they were just... Wait, how do you know this?
I'm so sorry. I just got a call. I think they might be in trouble, and I suggest that you don't go outside for a bit. Just in case.
No offense, dude. If they've got my niece, I'm going after her.
Is there anything I can say that would convince you not to go? I think this might be something beyond your capabilities.
He frowns and pushes past you to get that hunting rifle, which is like strapped to the top of one of the bunks.
Alright, fair enough. Whittaker has had a sniper rifle written on his character sheet since day one, and I've never been able to use it until now. So that's what Whittaker's gonna go get from his trailer.
Okay.
As long as you know how to use it. Let's go.
The only family I have left in this world is my sister and that girl. I'm not sitting this one out.
Alright. Don't leave my side.
Let's go have a talk with someone. You are going to go try and find this poacher's camp. Why don't you investigate a mystery in order to do that?
I would love to. Alright. It's nice. It's nice. It's another 14, actually.
You get plenty of questions to ask then.
Wow. My god. So many questions. Alright.
Although, investigate a mystery.
Could be a bad situation. Could be act under pressure.
Yeah. If you apply your weird to that roll, it's still a really good success, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was 2 6s.
Yeah. So it's a 12 either way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this is Whittaker using agency stuff. You have some drone tech or something that you can use to scout ahead, and you just send something up to get a lay of the land. You're able to quickly pinpoint the sounds of a bunch of trucks and a lot of people moving about. And yeah, I'll say that with your little flyover drone, you find where the camp is and can head that direction pretty efficiently. Are you going to go on foot, or are you taking the truck?
Truck, I think, is... I imagine it would be too loud, and I can't think of... how far away is it?
A half a mile.
Alright, we'll take the truck half or 3/4 of the way there, then. Just so we have something to run back to.
You drive for a bit, park it, get out, and then continue on foot. Because you both have rifles and are looking to snipe some things, how appropriate.
It's funny. It's funny joking.
Is that the plan, though? You're going to go for a literal sniper assassination route with this thing, or?
I think because, they have scopes on them, that's my goal. So my big plan, right, is if there's an obvious, say, generator or something powering the place, we send this place into a little bit of chaos that gives us a chance to get in and get out and disrupt things. I think that is the plan Whittaker would make upon seeing, this is an operation. Not just a weird kidnapping.
Okay. Whittaker just sort of looking down the scope of his sniper and using that to scout the area, see what the activity actually is at this camp. You still technically wouldn't have confirmation that this is where your friends are. Roll me a straight luck just to see if you see them around the camp at some point while you're reading it out.
A straight 4. I don't know what I would add to it if it's just a luck roll. But it's bad.
It is bad. That's some bad luck.
It's bad luck.
You and Theo are looking through the scope. He's got his binoculars. You're scanning. He says, "You really sure they're there?"
They have to be. I don't know where else they'd be. And the person on the end of the phone was not a random person. I mean, I don't know who they were, but they knew me? This was something, I think, bigger than just a random event. If they're anywhere, I mean, they gotta be here. Unless they have another camp set up somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of tents down there. They might just be parked up in one.
You see Theo is scanning, and you hear him kind of, "What the hell is that?" And he hands the binoculars over to you and points, and you see racing towards you on all fours are these gangly gray-green creatures. They've got spines going down their head, neck, and back, glowing red eyes, and these fanged mouths which open, and then from within you see more teeth in the mouths.
Ooh, boy.
They almost look like a bipedal creature running on all fours.
Ooh.
In an awkward, creepy way.
Ooh.
And there are two of them running at you.
Well, Theo, welcome to my line of work. And I start fucking blasting.
All right, kick some ass.
All right.
Yes.
That's an 11. Fuck off.
Cool.
All right. I aim at whichever one is looking at Theo, actually, gonna be honest.
They're a little ways off, and there's 2 of them, so...
Gun. 2 harm. I'm going to force one where I want them in the sense that I'm going to try and aim at a shoulder or like a moving part so that they can't run as fast, to try and split them up a bit and make them less of a big target.
Yeah, you take a shot with your sniper rifle. You're a trained agent. It's an easy shot because they are not trying to be sneaky in their approach at you. Fire one off, and you see in the scope it connects with the target. Blast the shoulder out. This thing now crumples and falls forward, eating dirt as it slams into the ground because it's going so fast. And then just kind of roars in pain as it gets to its feet and tries to like limp forward again, still looking to come after you two. The other one is still coming. I will roll for Theo and have him try and shoot at that one with the hunting rifle. That's an 8.
All right.
Which is enough to at least do some damage. That's too far away, so he can't get hurt either. He'll shoot that one for another 2 harm.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I lied. Sniper rifles are actually 4 harm.
Wow.
They're fucking nasty.
It's very messed up. Yeah, you both take shots. You both manage to hit your marks. Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll keep shooting.
They've got at least another round before they're going to get to you and get on you.
I will shoot with the sniper until they can no longer be shot with the sniper. As he's doing this, is there any higher ground, or do we have the highest ground at this point?
You're in just sort of like a hilly prairie area. There isn't a lot of high ground where you're at.
Yeah, all right.
There's not a lot of low ground either.
It's just ground. Okay, yeah, he'll take another shot. He's gonna try and aim for the head now.
Okay.
That's a failure. He is hitting nothing. This one goes wide.
Shot goes off.
The recoil fucking smacks him in the jaw.
It's also getting a lot closer, so like,
it's hard, yeah.
Trying to hit it and like keep your cool at the same time is a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
I'll roll for Theo. That is a 6. Well, I added a little bit to his score last time. That would give him a 7. He gets another shot at the one chasing him. It hits this creature. It slows for a moment and then turns its head back at Theo, furious with its bright red eyes locked onto the 2 of you. They are closing the distance. At this point, you would not even be able to use your scope to aim at this thing anymore.
All right, push the sniper rifle to the side, get the regular guns out, and start sort of moving down the little hill or whatever, yelling at Theo. Just get back to the truck now. And they'll fire at whatever's closer.
Okay. Theo shoulders his gun and runs back to the truck as you open fire on these things that are coming closer and closer. This next one, even if you hit it, is going to get an attack at you.
That's fine. That is, that's an 11.
Okay. What are you doing?
Again, he's going to find whichever one's closer, and if it's like close enough that it's going to hurt him, he's going to let it come in, wait till he see the whites of the eyes and whatever, and just aim like a solid run right down the mouth as it opens in for a bite.
Okay. And that's exactly what happens. You shoot it right as it leaps forward. You catch it in like the ribs, but it does clamp down on your arm with this giant vice-like set of teeth. The bite is 2 harm, which you might be able to reduce with your agent training and special suit.
Yeah, between suit and battlefield awareness, that's 0 harm.
So you're able to, you make your shot, it does bite onto you, but you loosen your arm enough that it gets mostly suit material and can't penetrate the like Kevlar reinforcing special secret agent fibers that make up the lining.
He mutters a secret prayer to Phoebe. Thank you, Miss Wicket.
Yeah, the other one is slowed. So this was the one that Theo was shooting at. Your gun does 2 harm?
Yep.
Okay, so it has taken 4 at this point. What do you do now? It's kind of chomping on you. You can see now it has these long nostrils and sort of a elongated jaw to it. I'm trying to think of like a way to describe like what kind of face it is, but it's almost like suckerfish, but just with these like big oval eyes. And like I said, the spikes down its head, down its neck, down its back. And it is like fighting and biting at you like a 4-legged creature, but it has like a strange, almost humanoid shape to its body and the way its like shoulders and arms are articulating and slashing at you.
Oh, you're a nasty piece of work. He can't reload the gun while his hand is down its throat, so he's gonna take out knife and, while his arm's up there, just do a nice big, hack at the eyes. It's a 10. Alright, I'm gonna do terrible harm because otherwise this knife is fucking useless.
Big knife is 1 harm?
Big knife is only 1 harm.
Yeah.
Maybe I force them where I want them, just to, in the sense that, it's blinded now, so or maybe Whittaker is aiming to blind it, and maybe that can be a way to just kind of force it back while he gets his bearings, make sure Theo's okay, make sure that the other one isn't getting too close.
Yeah, I'll just say, you're able to, slash its face that it lets go and doesn't stay clamped onto you. You can see as it pulls away, there's, a tendril from inside of its mouth that kind of, whips out as it pulls away that almost looks like a needle that was going to stab into you from inside the mouth as it was, biting onto your arm. And it just backs up a little bit as you stab it, maybe in the throat, and that's why it's bleeding out. Had to let go.
Okay, sure.
So it is at 5.
Yep.
You forced it off of you, so it will not be able to do what I was going to have it do, so you will take no harm this round. I'll say with your battlefield awareness, you can hear the truck start up, and as the other creature is running at you, I'm going to have Theo roll to try and run it over.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a 9 on the die, so at least a 10 if you give him any kind of toughness.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna have him inflict terrible harm with truck. And as this other, you get the one off you and you realize, oh shit, the next one that you had shot with the sniper rifle's coming up on you, and it goes to leap at you, mouth open with that needle stabbing thing, and just slam gets hit by the front of the Theo's truck. Or yours, I guess. It would have been yours, right?
Probably. Mine's probably built to withstand something.
Some impacts, yeah.
Yeah.
So he just rams the truck into this thing and it goes sprawling. Let's see. How much damage does a truck do?
Gotta be at least 3.
Yeah, at least 3, right? And then 1 more for doing terrible harm. Yeah. So it's taken 8. This thing is messed up. You can see ribs poking out of its side. Its legs are broken. It's just kind of pushing up onto these front limbs, which again look very arm-like. So it's almost like it's doing a push-up. It's on death's door, but it is still living at the moment.
Oh, God. All right.
Theo is just behind the wheel, white knuckle, what the fuck?
You're doing great. That was excellent. That was beautiful. Okay. We're gonna focus on this fucker, the one on me, because if Theo gives that guy another good slam, I think we're all set over there. Oh man, okay. Gun back out. I've got both hands now. Hands shaky, but can fire. I'm gonna aim another one down the throat. That tongue, too gross. We can't do the tongue.
Very gross. Right, yeah. Okay.
Listen, we've already done tongue already. We can't do it again. That was. You gotta earn it.
Yep.
Listen, I like that Dice Parser gives me good numbers. It feels really ingenuine, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm hacking the system somehow.
Listen, get some real dice if you want, but what'd you get?
I got another 10.
Alright.
We're just gonna inflict terrible harm. We're gonna try and shoot that tongue right out of its mouth. Because that's gross.
Yeah, okay.
It was at 5, I believe.
He shot it once, you shot it again, and you did a knife attack. That's 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you fire at this thing and clip the side of its face, so its jaw and hangs now open, blood and viscera, and it's gonna come at you. It can't bite you now.
It's got claws.
We'll say in general it bites at your leg or something, just kind of claws at it, trying to get at you. But because it only does 2 and it can't do its secondary move, you are able to just pull your leg away as it slashes at your pant leg, maybe ripping the outer fabric, but that inner fabric from Phoebe is doing its job.
Nice.
And that leaves both of these creatures pretty hurt. Let me just roll for Theo. Well, he got a 3.
Ooh.
I think he goes to try and run them both over, and when You fail at kick some ass. You get your ass kicked instead.
The airbag goes off.
Well, I was gonna say, he goes to run the one over that he like rammed with the truck, and then the pteranodon creature is now in front of the car, and with its huge beak and crest, like headbutts the front of the truck and like stops it in place. And Theo definitely just like eats it on the steering wheel, slumps over in the chair.
My boy!
And yeah, you see for the first time this giant pteranodon creature gives out a big bellow.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh no. Let me check my professional moves to see if anyone can get me out of this fucking mess. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, this is... Alright, well, the first thing we can do is at least get its attention off Theo. We're ignoring the slimy, nasty tongue boys on the ground. They are not the concern. Pteranodon is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna fire a shot right through the big crest. That's target. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Sure.
It's a 13 on Dice Parser.
Okay. Kicking this thing's butt. What are you doing?
Shot through the crest. We're going to... he's just gonna inflict terrible harm.
Okay. Three harm to this thing. You
Yep.
shoot it. It does seem to wound the creature. And it just like cries out in pain, snaps its long pteranodon neck over at you. And it is gonna hit you with a laser attack, Whittaker. It does 3 harm and ignores all forms of non-physical armor.
Battlefield awareness is
non-physical.
Non-physical, but that's still 2 harm.
Yep. And you are not paralyzed.
Well, that's nice.
Your body, instead, is racked with pain.
Ooh.
And the color of this laser is more of a cool, lightish blue, not the blinding white that everyone else has seen, which you have no reference for, Whittaker, yourself, but for consistency and description, it's a different beam being shot from this thing's crest now. And I will say that it gives you a moment of pause, right, where you're just like, doubled over.
Oh, yeah.
For the sake of moving things along, you hear a voice on like a megaphone.
I would advise you to throw down your weapons and surrender. If one of my pets were to die, I do not know that I could guarantee the safety of my guests.
And driving up in a open, no-roof Jeep vehicle is Nan Rouge with a megaphone yelling out at you. There are your friends just tied up in the back. None of the monsters are like actively coming for your throat in this moment, but your friends are being held at gunpoint.
Don't kill me, Whittaker. Please. Please.
Yeah, alright. He will put the gun down. I suppose he can't conceal any weapons at this point.
The truck pulls up and stops, and it's getting later in the day. Like, it's getting to be afternoon, almost evening. At this point, Raven, Felicity, Aiden, Allie, you all are no longer paralyzed. That's worn off enough, but you've been surrounded by people. If you've tried anything, they like immediately come over and are like, knock it off. So I will just say for your notes, you are not paralyzed. You are just bound at this point. Yeah, Nan Rouge stepped out of the truck, has a gun on you, Whittaker, but comes over otherwise pretty politely and just says, "So, are you the one who ghosted me when you called on the phone?"
Reception was pretty bad.
It gets like that out here, yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't we sit down and have a chat? Because I know someone who'd be really interested in hearing from you.
There's always someone interested in hearing from me, isn't there? Sure you don't want to talk out here?
No, I think we'll go back to my camp.
No, you look a little sunburned, actually. Probably want to get in the shade.
Ah, yes. No matter how many times I interact with your people, they like to make jokes.
And he will backhand you.
What the fuck?
and he says, I think you will show me a little more respect, Isti agent.
I'll show you everything you deserve. We can talk for now.
I think that will be good. But you know, I am here to do a job. And he gestures, and a couple people come over and take your hands and put them behind your back. They throw you into a truck. Someone pulls Theo out of your truck.
Fuck.
Puts him in one, because he's like woozy. He's hit his head.
Yeah, no, I was hoping... Yeah, fine. Yeah, damn.
Nain Rouge goes over to the, like, creatures that you've been shooting at and nearly killing. Somebody clean this mess up! And a woman in a white lab coat, who's apparently part of the entourage, comes over and just starts... Basically, it has, like, a bunch of people with her, and they put these things onto stretchers and run them back to, like, base camp. But the rest of you are, again, put in these vehicles, which are now all driving towards where you know the snipe nests are. Nain Rouge looks over at the pteranodon creature and just gestures with his hand in the air, and it and takes off into the air. And then he gets into his car where you've been now put in the front seat, and you all start driving towards where the snipe nests are. And he just looks over at you and says, Let's go hunting, huh? It's time to catch some snipes. Damien.
I am having the worst day ever.
You are. However, you are slowly but surely finally able to start moving again. You're still unable to really take any shape other than this puddle of green goo, beginning to crawl your way bit by bit, little by little, oozing like a spilled glass of milk on a table, just spreading out, following the path of least resistance. And yeah, you haven't honestly made it very far either. We might see a time lapse of Damien finally reaching a pseudopod out, pulling himself forward, and the sun moving in the sky, and groans of effort as he crawls his way, and then zooms out, and you see he's made it like a foot and a half.
I've got to move. I've got to focus on moving.
Yeah, go ahead and act under pressure.
Yeah, let's try this dice parser out. Let's see if there's any luck left. There's a 9.
Okay, next success. More time passes. The afternoon is, rushing by for everyone else, but for Damien, it's this slog of counting every second and every second stretching to feel like a week. You're able to raise a little mound of yourself, less flat puddle now, and your eyes can finally look across the landscape for the first time instead of just staring straight up at the sky. Yeah, you don't have to crane your eyes anymore to try and see in a direction other than up. But it's still, you're making maybe centimeters of progress at a time as you creep forward. You see a coyote just sort of off in the distance by itself, plodding along. Occasionally it stops, looks around. Maybe it's hunting something. It's just this lone predator.
Yeah, don't mind me. Just working on getting moundy and hilly over here. Oh, come on. Focus on growing. Don't let the fuzzy guy distract you. You can't eat him anyway. Stay strong. Let's focus. Let's get some height. You've got this.
You reach an arm up out of your mound shape. You're able to pull yourself sort of forward out of the mound of your slime body, not taking human form, but taking a humanoid shape of green slime. Almost like you're trying to crawl out of ice on a frozen lake. In a similar way, as you claw at the ground, you almost start to slip back into slime form, as you still feel this paralyzing effect is making it hard for you to shapeshift.
Yeah, there we go. Getting a little bit of shape. I'm more than just a slime. I'm more than just a pathetic little demon. I've got some power and a little bit of structure. Come on, baby. We got this. I've got to get back. Otherwise, they're gonna get to Felicity and the others, and can't let that happen. Cannot let that happen. Mama Bear, let's go. Come on.
Okay, roll again.
There's the 6.
Okay, 6. Yeah, you have this half humanoid form and it just starts to collapse.
It's so hot.
And you just start to sort of melt like wax on a candle. Are you ever going to be free of this effect?
This could be forever. Fuck, what if I am a slime forever? I can't die in South Dakota. Die in real life. This place there's really no one around.
As a breeze blows over you, it's a little cooling, but mostly it reminds you of sailing through the air and falling after leaving the place apart. That same relief of coolness and no dust and dirt and debris. And Aiden looking at you saying, I guess you're part of the family now. You hear some little yipping. And the coyote that's been wandering around, you see, is joined by some pups and a second coyote, probably its mate. And they greet each other with some sniffs and some little licks on the face. They chase each other around, roll around in the grass a little bit. And you see this, what you thought was a loner out by itself, has reconnected with its group, its family.
These coyotes are showing off that their family isn't trying to kill them.
Yeah, you know, when Aiden welcomed you to the family, she wasn't happy about that fact. She might not even consider you family, but she knows that you're now in a position similar to she is with her siblings, where they're going to delight in every moment of misfortune and suffering that, whether they inflict or not, if it's happening to you, they'll relish it. And it's hot. You can't move. You haven't been able to move right for hours. This could be it. This could be the rest of eternity for Damien. Just a puddle in South Dakota.
No, this isn't forever. I'm done. I'm sick of this shit. This is my earth. This is my slime. It's my spark. We're fucking doing this. You can suck it, demons. No one is gonna tell me what to do. No one's gonna hurt my big sister. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
What's Damien's highest stat right now?
Weird and charm.
Okay. Yeah, roll, and you can add your weird and charm to this.
10.
Nice. Yeah, great. So, talking yourself up. It's almost a moment of Damien using his convincing hypnotism on himself to psych himself up.
He just crosses his eyes to look into his own eyes.
Yeah, your eyes glow green, and you're like, you are gonna move! You are gonna get up! 'Cause I'm
Damien fucking Edgecrest. Let's go, baby.
And you rip yourself up out of the ground, snapping, bubbling spikes, your battle form helping you rise to a standing position again. And you just let out this like primal scream as Demon Lord Damien Edgecrest frees himself from this effect. And as you coalesce and reform back into the humanoid shape Damien has been assuming since meeting the Springers, and you hear a roar. You see the shape of the Pteranodon flying above. You can see, as the sun hits mid-afternoon, off in the distance, coming over the terrain in the prairie, are vehicles approaching. The convoy of Lenan Rouge heads towards the snipe nest.
So Damien's gonna want to hide from mysterious vehicles, and I think luckily we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. So there's sticks and some, blades of grass to hide behind. There's plenty of cover, clearly.
Perfect. Damien will look left, look right, full 360 spin like an owl but twisting on the hips, give an exasperated sigh, and go back to slime form and become a puddle on the ground.
Flat again. Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You have been pushed forward, maybe onto the ground, and standing over you with these glowing red constructs is Heather Springer. Why the fuck did you have to come out here? Why did it have to be you?
Why are you not making any sense? Can you put the things away, please?
She is incredibly tense. I'm gonna need you to manipulate someone to get her to back down.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. That's a 5.
Oh, no.
To be fair, that's not the proper way to talk to someone who's very tense anyway. So...
No, it's not.
Oh well.
On a miss, your approach is completely wrong. You offend or anger the target.
There we go.
Yeah, you fumble through a response, but it's not the right words, and she just, her eyes flare, and she comes at you with one of these red constructs, which catches you in the arm. It shears through the sleeve of your shirt, cuts you. It feels like a hot knife. This red aura around the light blade instantly cauterizes as it slashes you. You're able to get out of the way, and you can fight back if you'd like to.
You know what? That'd be the smart thing to do. We're not going to do that.
You will not inflict harm on her. I will let you get up and get away from her, right? Use some of that footwork you're always talking about.
Haha.
She flips the 2 constructs around in her hands and then just chucks them at you, which you're able to dodge, but her arms glow red again, and she throws her hands down, and again, these red knives appear, and she says, "How'd you find us, huh? Did I let one of you get away the first time?"
So if she's going to start tossing more stuff at him, he's going to use combat magic to put up a wall of ice.
Yeah, go for it.
At least he's going to try to use combat magic to do it. With a 12.
Ice crystal snowflake designs of your tattoo light up with that cool blue color, and you grab the little bit of moisture in the South Dakotan summer air and make this ice wall appear.
I would like to polish the part that's right in front so that there's like a nice little view pane.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk for a moment, please? Please.
Roll to manipulate again.
9.
She is going to make 2 slashes at your ice wall, which crumbles it, and it shatters when she gives it a kick, and she steps through the crumbling ice. Talk? About what? I'm not letting you kill Allie!
I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna need Hugo to say something to prove that you mean it. And the thing you mean is that you want to talk and like are not here to hurt her or her family.
He is literally going to put his hands on the ground, kick his legs out in front of him, and just sit down.
Okay.
He's going to put his head on the ground, looking up and go, ugh. He's going full prone.
Okay, you're just lying there. She's taken aback by that, and what the fuck are you doing?
Not killing a child.
You've got the mark, though. You're one of them.
One of what? There's a lot of thems out there.
She shakes her hands, the 2 constructs stick into the ground before vanishing, and she throws off the jacket she's wearing, points at her wrist, which has a whispered tattoo on it, same as yours. And the tattoos stretch in red glyphs that go all the way up one arm, around her back, down the other, and you can see now peeking out of the gap in her shirt at her waistline, and even a bit of a glow underneath like the leggings that she's wearing. And she says, "Don't fuck with me. I know what the whispered are."
He's literally just lying there, still looking up at the sky. Okay, so let me make sure I'm not getting this wrong. You have tattoos, which make me think that you've been a member of the Whispered. Is this like a grudge thing? Did someone wrong you? Because you know they wrong a lot of people. Are you gonna like kill me? Is that what this is? Are you mad at me now?
She says, "You really have no idea."
I try my best not to.
Heather sits down on the ground, cross-legged, and looks at you pensively. The whisper didn't wrong me. I got an order I couldn't follow. I've been running, looking over my shoulder ever since, afraid that maybe I let one of them get away.
One of who?
One of the members of my sect.
Oh.
Allie's parents, my sister, they were killed by a shadow demon. I wasn't there soon enough to stop it, but Allie saw my whispered partner and I kill it. The rule had always been no witnesses, but I wasn't going to let him lay a finger on my niece. We fought. I wound up killing my partner. I knew the rest of the sect would come after us, so I struck first.
That's fair. Well, if it's any comfort, I'm far from the best by-the-book whispered member that exists. And let's just say that I failed the no witnesses thing a few times too many as well. Hell, you've met a bunch of them already.
I just know I will not let any harm come to that girl. She's been through enough. There's just like a tense silence between the two of you, Hugo. And then you hear, faintly at first, but getting louder and louder as the source of it draws closer.
Whoop, 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 whoop!
And Cooper the Hoop Snake comes bounding over the ridge like a runaway wheel, and he quickly slithers up to Heather with a small note in his mouth, which I will read in Allie's voice, since she was the one to stealthily scribble it out and send it off with her spirit companion.
On Heather! Bad people showed up! We're captured! Please help!
Heather just drops the note as this second wave of shock hits her, and you're able to pick it up and read it, Hugo. And when you glance up from Allie's note, you see Heather is taking these deep breaths, but not the sort one does to calm down. She is literally glowing with rage and murderous intent as her tattoos light up again. Someone's kidnapped Allie, and maybe your friends too. She looks at you, Hugo. What do you say?
You and I are going to have a talk about a lot of stuff, but I think we have bigger things to deal with right now. And his tattoo is just going to start glowing up.
And that's where we will end our session.
Wowee.
Hooray.
Natalie, you're incredible.
That was very good.
Spicy Christ.
Spicy Christ.
Spicy Christ.
Wowzers.
Heck yeah, guys. Monster of the week.
Monsters. They exist.
Hey, they're real. They're out there.
Maybe the monsters were among us all along.
Among us?
I was going to say within us all along, and that seemed too dark. So
It's accurate, though.
The real friends are the monsters we meet along the way.
Oh.
That's true.
You're right.
Sometimes.
We need to get a cryptid friendship badge.